Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. It's Thursday, so we're doing Thursday Think Tank. And the news of the night was Nikola Jokic is a three-time NBA MVP last night. Looking at the vote totals, it's not even close. It's really kind of bad, honestly. There's a lot of different things we could say about why this is the way it is. In some ways, some of them are ugly. But if we really talk about it, in some ways, Nikola is deserving of MVP just as much as SGA. So it's a weird situation. It's a weird situation in some ways. All right. Well, it's the think tank, guys, and the phone is ready to take calls. So I will take 3 calls on today's show. You have access to the phone number for this phone. You can call me on the show live. I'll put you on the speakerphone and we will talk about what's going on. Are you okay, Mom? Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, sorry. My mother's out in the kitchen and she's looking like she's in bad shape or something. You okay, Mom? Seriously. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let's get on into it here. All right. So we got a couple things going on right now. Of course, game 2 of the Knicks and the Pacers happened last night, and the Knicks won that game. Immediately after the game last night, the Indiana Pacers and Rick Carlisle filed 78 complaints to the NBA about the calls. That they say there were like 78 missed calls in the game. So that's interesting. I think that we've been talking about how MSG is getting home cooking for the Knicks in the first 2 games. And, well, in some ways we could see it. It's very obvious in the games in certain places. Well, the Pacers are mad, and they're sending in a filing about it. 78 calls that they want to dispute from 2 games. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty intense. So that's an interesting subject to talk about today. Also, let me see what else we got. All right, let's do Leo Routen's words of wisdom for the day. He's saying, good morning. Coffee is the path. Wishing you a joyful day. You got this. Coffee time, life tips. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. I've heard this saying before. That sometimes people think storms are bad and they can mess you up, but sometimes they actually come and they help you in the end because they clear something out that wasn't the right thing for you. That's a pretty interesting word of wisdom. Thank you, Leo Routens. And in honor of our Commissioner Trevor J., I'd like to say, let's do the Cosmic Card right now. Classic Cosmic Card of the day. First person to get the Classic Cosmic Card will get 100 points added to the Rapid Freak score. So let me see who I get out of here today. Okay, this is fun. We'll have to see who will get this. So remember, give me the full name. Do not give me half the name, and you will get the points. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see who gets this guy. This guy, we might have had him before, honestly. I think I kind of remember having him on our classic card of the day before. But I don't know. Is Smooth here? Maybe he'll know who it is. We'll have to see. If one of you older heads know who this is, because this is an older player in the league. PJ Washington. No, that's too recent, Kareem. That is not PJ Washington. Look at that jersey for the Pacers. Look at what year that is. That's like I don't know. Those are 90s Pacers jerseys. So let's see. Good guess, though, I guess, Kareem. Let me see. Should I show the back card? I don't want to show any of the information. Let's show his face up close. See if that can give it away right there. No. Oh, it says Timberwolves at the bottom along with Indiana. That kind of gives it away there. Who is that? Who is that? Who is the classic card of the day? Who knows who that is? No other guesses yet? Let's see. Who knows who that is? I could say once again, I think the clue I gave before was, there we go. Smooth got it. It's Pooh Richardson again. This is the second Pooh Richardson card we've gotten in the classic Cosmic Card of the Day. It's just a different card of him. But yeah, that's right. Smooth got it again. Good job. Good job. Smooth is undefeated. 100 points for Smooth. Always tops in the classic card of the day. Good stuff. There we go. All right, let me get in the comments. Monique is here first. Superfan Mo is saying, good morning, Raptor Freak family. I love how Shaq told Nikola Jokic to his face about SGA. I didn't see the clip, but I heard that Shaq did this, and I'm proud of him. Good job, Shaq. There's a lot of people that are feeling the same way, like Shaq, myself, Antoine Walker. A lot of people coming out of the woodwork saying that SGA got robbed, that it should have been way closer. that this is kind of messed up. Paul Jones, another person who's being very critical of this decision by the NBA, the votes. They're like, how the hell can somebody vote fifth place for SGA? And this is what Paul Jones is wondering right now. Fifth place in the MVP voting. How the hell is SGA fifth place in this? Listen, in some ways, I get it. He's a young star. His team is number one in the league. He's the leading scorer for it. In some ways, they are doing successful things in the playoffs right now, and the Nuggets are not. In some ways, you can think about what's happening in the current playoffs and decide who you should give the MVP vote to, MVP voters. In some ways, you're going with the winner right now. It's SGA because Jokic is down 0-2 right now. I get it. In some ways, Jokic has been the MVP for the last 5 years, no matter what. And he has 3 MVPs now. That means he's in a new stratosphere with people like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Moses Malone. And that's a big deal. That puts him in a whole other echelon of greats. I mean, he has more MVPs than Kobe Bryant. So it's a weird situation. Jokic has the possibility to collect even more MVPs in the future. So where is he going to stop? Is he going to be up there with Kareem? Kareem has 6. That's the thing. Kareem has 6. Is he going to get up there to that height? I don't know. Part of the reason why people like Kobe and LeBron don't have as many MVPs is because they were in the same eras. You have so many good players all around the same time. Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. They're going to eat up MVP possibilities from each other. And that's just how it goes. A player like Kareem or Bill Russell, they're in an era where there's not as much dominant top MVP kind of candidates. It's easier for them to collect more. Well, are we in another era like this with Nikola Jokic collecting so many now? I don't think so. In some ways, I feel like this is a messed up kind of weird way of things. It is what it is. Joker is deserving. We cannot deny that. But I thought SGA was very deserving too. And if you're going to recognize different guys in different places, like why the hell did we give the MVP to Joel Embiid last year then? Is what I'm saying. He didn't deserve it last year. I would have had more respect if they gave Joker the MVP last year and give SGA the MVP this year instead of Joel last year and Joker this year. Yeah, there's a lot to it. If you feel strongly about this or you have any kind of opinion about this, the phone number is in the community tab if you're a community member. And also on the Facebook chat, it is in there also. So go to our Facebook chat and you can see the phone number to call this number and you can be live on the air telling me your opinion over the speakerphone onto the air. So do that. Give me a call. Tom Duke, you can call me, my guy. Monique, if you feel like calling me today, please call me today. Let's see. Tom's saying Canada rules. SGA is obviously best player in the NBA. Can't wait for the Olympics. Yeah. Good morning to you, Tom. Yeah, I can't wait for the Olympics too. This is true. This could really motivate him. Shaq said as part of his statement, I hope this motivates SGA to want to win the championship and show everybody up. Yeah. If he wants to do that, if he wants to beat Joker in the Olympics somehow, some way, beat the USA and get gold medal for Canada, that'd be another way to show things up too. So yeah, if this is feeding the fire of SGA and saying, yeah, you didn't do good enough to be the MVP this year. Well, hopefully he continues to strive and push to get to higher levels to make sure that he gets the NBA MVP soon enough. Yeah, it is what it is. In some ways, maybe this is kind of what happens too in the NBA. Sometimes guys are deserving, but they get snubbed the first time. They got to be deserving again, and then they get it. I don't know. How much is the factor in this that he's Canadian? Really, I wonder about that in some ways. In some ways, also, there's been a proclivity in the history of the NBA to kind of favor white players with this award, which is kind of crazy and sad in some ways. I'd hate to think that y'all, such an incredible league, would have this problem. Seriously. All right, let's see. All right, this is cool, guys. This morning we're going to get the call from the West Coast. We got Mr. Tom Duke on the phone. That's right.
In my world, but yeah.
Tommy's got a new dog. What is your dog's name again, Tom?
Oh, Princess Navy. Well, I think it's Maisie.
Princess Navy?
No, it's Maisie.
Maisie. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't hear you. I think someone was in front of the phone. Maisie. So kind of like the name of the character from Game of Thrones. Isn't there a character named from Game of Thrones named Maisie?
I don't know. I don't know. Sort of rolled off the tongue, and my nieces came up with it. So.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute, Tom. Yeah. And what kind of dog is it again?
Giant
Schnauzer. Nice. That's fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. So how are things out there? Things are good out on the West Coast right now, holding it down?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, for sure. I wish I Raptors were in the playoffs, but enjoying the NBA still. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad the Raptors aren't in the playoffs. And I hate how, they keep saying this. Like, there's a lot of broadcasters that say the Raptors have missed the playoffs 3 out of the last 4 years. They're assholes for keep on saying that. We made the playoffs for so many years in a row, and they never brought that up. They're like, the Raptors have been in the playoffs for like 10 straight years. And now all of a sudden when we miss the playoffs, they start quoting that quote. I hate that so much.
Well, the world's changing, even the NBA, with that play-in, that shit changes what your approach to the whole season is, right? And it was nice to see some of those old guys or some of the stars play more games and not that load management wasn't quite the BS it has become.
It's interesting. They're saying that load management is not working. Guys are still missing just as many games, even though they were taking like these games off and stuff like that. So it's weird. Like, I don't know. Some of the old pros are saying that like load management is so full of it. Like, people just need to show up and play the games. And there's guys that are sitting out for like really like trivial injuries that they probably shouldn't be sitting out for, is what they're saying.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think an athlete has the capacity or like no one knows how to treat the body correctly. Like, taking time off, does that help? And I don't know.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Did Brunson get hurt last night? Like, should he have rested the rest of the game? Like, is it right that it's the player's call to say, I'm good to go?
The phenomena of it is that during the season they're babied and they take it so easy, and then the playoffs hit and they're like a different whole level of physicality and energy, and they are getting hurt in the playoffs because they didn't build up the energy during the season because it's so casual and so light, and then the heaviness of the playoffs is hurting them. It's very interesting. Yeah. I see OG got hurt. OG got hurt late in the game.
I played a lot of sports, and I don't know, I always would play through injuries, but I knew a lot of guys that played a lot more rep stuff than me that would sit out, and I'd be like, you fucking pussy. Sorry,
That's all right. You cussing across the country?
So you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And where I'm like, God, that guy's got so much ability, but he just doesn't have the heart.
It's a dedication.
You want to call it the guts.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You saw it in guys like Kawhi, right? But you don't see it throughout their whole career. Maybe they just have it for a little bit, right? That fire or whatever it is, right? Where they're like at the peak of their abilities and. Yeah.
It's a weird thing to gauge because you want to take guys for their word, just like Darko did with Jonte, and you have no idea these guys are really hurt or not. And they're saying that, I'm really hurt, it's like this or this, and then you're like, you give them the game off.
Jonte, that typifies it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't value them at all, right?
But I'm just saying that's an extreme case of it. Like, there's probably guys that are like not that hurt and they just feel like sitting out for whatever reason. Sometimes guys want to get out of the game because it's a rout. Sometimes guys don't want to play in the game in the first place because they know it's going to be a rout before the game happens. And they just say, nah, I'm out because of personal, or I'm out because of, my finger or something like that, so. But either way, I mean, it is what it is. The NBA is going to have to learn how to deal with the injuries. I think the 65 rule is a good start. I think that if you're a player in the league, you need to approach regular season very much like you would in the playoffs and just practice that way all the way through. And that way you will be stronger and to have tenacity to deal with the craziness of the NBA playoffs. That's the big part of it. And once again, we're seeing injuries left and right. And everybody can make excuses. Oh, well, you beat them because that guy wasn't there or that guy wasn't there. Well, this is just a part of the playoffs. Everybody's going to get hurt in different ways. Brunson getting hurt and missing part of the game last night, and OG. And I don't know how OG's status is going to be for the next game, partly because of some of the things. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, so I didn't see the injury or anything. So, but.
OG impressive. I mean, they're a good fit for New York, right? I mean, they're better fit than the quickly and Barrett, right? I think New York's done better in the playoffs with those two than they would have with our guys. I'm glad we got our guys. Our guys are a better fit for us, too, right?
Yeah. It's a trade that works out for both sides, and we'll see our side of success from it in the future. They're getting it now in some ways, and that's partly just because of where OG is in his career. Well, tomorrow, Tom, I'm gonna be freaking out about something about OG tomorrow. I don't want to reveal it right now, but the Friday freakout's gonna be real good. I hope you'll tune in tomorrow, my guy. Yeah.
You know it, man. I miss OG so much, and well, of course I'm gonna be here tomorrow.
Awesome, Tommy. I know it's early over there. Are you going to work in a little bit?
Yeah, you've had sunshine. I think we're finally into summer out here.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got my garden all planted, and work's obviously very busy, and
that's good.
Everything's good.
This is the busy time for sure for you. This is when the growing season starts, and boom, Tommy's out there getting things ready for people and different clients and different places all over Victoria, British Columbia. That's right.
Yeah, you bet. But food management for me, I got a nice balance going on.
Tommy, can I plug your company for you from out in Victoria? What is the name of your company again?
Yeah, but just I'm quitting jobs. I'm not taking any more work.
Okay, so he's good. He's slowed it up, so we don't need to advertise for him right now.
He's nice to do for a good time. You can call me. Sure.
Okay, all right, Tommy. Well, I'm gonna let you go, and I appreciate you calling me today from Victoria, British Columbia. We're getting from the West Coast first thing in the morning. He is up at 6:47 in the morning talking to me right now. Wow, Tom, I love you. And
I appreciate you, my friend, and you have the best day. And I'm super excited about your new change in your life, going out to the country, and it seems like it's putting a smile on your face, and it seems like you've got some good family time.
It's going to be a lot of fun, Tom. And you guys, I'll reveal more of the stuff about it more and more over time. It's just right now is the early preliminary setup, and when things are kind of more going on.
Yeah, that's awesome, buddy. All the best to you. You have a good day. Thanks for your time.
All right, Tommy. I appreciate you calling in today. All right, we got caller number 1, Tom Duke. Calling in, Raptor Freak West Coast Chapter President, Mr. Tom Duke, calling in and saying hi to everybody this morning. I love hearing from Tom. And yeah, Maisie the Schnauzer. I love that word. Schnauzer is so cool. Oh, so awesome to hear from Tom. All right, Mo's saying that this is definitely motivation for SGA for the Olympics. You cannot tell me no. Yeah, I mean, I think there is motivation right now. Let's do it in the NBA. And, make it a really good summer, SGA. Get the NBA championship, then get the gold. Yeah, then they cannot deny what a top-level player you are, Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, Tommy's saying there's also an MVP of the Olympics. Just saying that would be a bigger honor. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's awesome that there's an MVP for the Olympics, and that definitely would be an honor to get. I guess Dennis was the MVP for FIBA World Cup last year. So, yeah, there is some prestige in being the MVP of the Summer Olympics in Paris for sure. So, yeah, I don't know which is a bigger honor, though. It's tough to gauge it against the NBA MVP, the Olympic MVP. I don't know. It's tough. They may be kind of equal in some ways. Yeah, more legit anyways. Yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, I don't know who the voting body is, or the IOC does it. But yeah, the voting body in some ways with this one, yeah, I'm looking at the results and I can't get this. Like, why is it that he only has 15 first place votes? That is messed up. SGA should have been way closer to Nikola in the first place votes category. I mean, there's something weird there in some ways. All right, we got our second caller of the day. Let's see who we got. We got West Coast calling in. Now we got East Coast calling in. Let's see. Speaker, you're on the air. Oh, you got to turn down your speakers when you're on the air, Marie. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Sam. Good morning.
Fiercey Saucera. Yes.
What's going on?
Just waking up and doing the Thursday think tank and talking to you beautiful people. So good to hear from you, Fiercey.
Sorry, I was at a meeting. I couldn't call in earlier, and I'm calling in right now because I have another meeting coming. But I really wanted to, first of all, I found the comment someone spoke to your mother. I missed the beginning of the stream, but if she's not doing well, I wish her speedy recovery.
Oh,
and
that's sweet.
sending her positive vibes.
She's okay. It's just that I've never seen her this early in the morning without her coffee, and I was worried about her, but it's just her waking straight up. So it was weird. I was like, her face was very red and just kind of like it was really because she just literally woke up, and that's why.
Okay.
So she's okay. I appreciate you being concerned and stuff. Yeah, she's not a morning person.
Oh no. So FGA, I was disappointed. I strongly believe he should have won the MVP, especially considering how him and his team OKC they got the first seed. They came back from the bottom last year. The last few years they had rough seasons, and they've gotten so much better this year. I think it would have been a true testament of what hard work. How it pays off. So I was disappointed for him in that sense.
Yeah.
However, I saw a video the Denver Nuggets put on their Instagram with Nikola Jokic, and it was also heartwarming. He's very good. Don't mind. I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
It's just that, like you're saying, the votes were odd. I don't know how come Joker has so much more than SGA. So that I'm not really sure how that happened. They're both good, but I think SGA, considering what he's done with the team, with OKC this year, he should have gotten it, in my opinion. Yeah.
You know, sometimes, Marie, I've noticed that they're like behind. Like they'll be a year behind. Like, you know, the Nuggets won the championship last year. So in some ways, this MVP is for him last year. So if the Thunder win this year, maybe he has a good year next year. They give him the MVP next year. You know?
Hopefully, or maybe they saw people know that Nuggets won't go to the finals this year, and maybe SGA may be MVP of the finals. We never know. That's
a good prediction. Yeah.
We never know, because out of the three, it's SGA, Luka, and Joker.
Yeah.
And for sure, it's either Dallas or OKC going to heading the Wolves.
To the finals, you think?
Yes. So.
Against in the Western Conference Finals. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. My other point was for the Pacers. I understand Rick Carlisle how frustrated it is in terms of the calls.
Yeah.
But I watch the games. I'm rooting for the Pacers, but I do notice they have flaws compared to the Knicks. So he can complain all they want, but they really need to tighten up their defense. TJ McConnell, I think he's good. He's a good backup point guard. He misses a lot of his threes. Halliburton, that's how I know that I was looking at him playing. Something was off, and then when I heard Rick Carlisle's presser saying that his back he's not 100%, so I don't know why they're making him play, knowing that his back is not 100%, and then they're saying that Josh Hart pushed him. So, well, I understand it's a dirty move, but if he's not 100%, he should not be playing. A lot of Giannis was not 100%. He didn't play. They were eliminated, but it's part of the game. Like you were saying, in playoffs time, a lot of the players are injured. So why risking him and aggravating his back problem?
It's such a gamble. Like every time, it's such a gamble. I know. Listen, I think Halliburton had a great game last night, even if he got hurt by Hart. Yeah. Siakam wasn't as strong last night, though, in some ways. I think that, they kind of focused on him a bit more. And OG, a big game, 28. Wow.
Yes. I hope he's okay, because he definitely contributed, especially when Brunson was out. OG stepped up. Well, even the first quarter was amazing. So, I'm rooting for OG and Pascal. I'm happy they're in the playoffs. I was rooting more for the Pacers, but after watching the first two games, I think the Knicks are going to get it.
They're going to get it, yeah.
Yeah, I think Pacers may surprise me, but I doubt it.
Yeah, well, I think you're right when you said earlier about the defense for the Pacers. That's going to be absolutely necessary. They got to step up on that end, or they have no chance. No chance.
It actually stepped up when Pascal joined their team. Because I heard he was saying that, hey, where I come from, we do defense, so we need to step it up here. And it got a bit better. Yeah. But Pascal can't be the only one doing it. They need to be it needs to be a concerted effort. And from what I've seen, it's not it so far.
Right. No, I get it. And Well, hopefully Rick Carlisle, I don't know. Maybe he'll get somewhere with his complaints last night, and maybe there'll be a different whistle in Indiana. And hopefully, maybe they can draw this series out a bit and make it very competitive and fun. So we'll see. Yeah. Well,
okay, so have a great day, everyone.
yeah.
Have a great day, Lex.
Thank you, Marie, for calling, and I hope your
You're
meetings
welcome.
are going well. And thanks for sandwiching us in between the meetings. And I really appreciate your call today.
Yay, let's go Raptors.
Let's go Raptors. Always fun to talk to Fiercey Salsera. Let's go. I love it. Yes. All right. We've gotten 2 great calls already today from both directions away from me, west and east. We got Ottawa and Victoria, BC, checking in today so far. I love it. I love it so much. This is awesome. Let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat. Randolph Phillips is saying, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Blessings. Today you have been given grace because of the Father's mercies. Now extend that to others in love. Grace and mercy to all. I love it. Randolph, you are amazing. And yes, what a great way. You know, there's so many merciless people that are out there just being evil and awful and taking advantage of people on large scale ways. And they separate themselves from it. So they don't have to really feel the real personal things that they're doing to hurt other people. This is what Randolph is talking about. Let's have mercy for each other. In some ways, we're losing things in our society about being considerate and careful and caring for other people. In some ways, why do we have to be so dog eat dog? Why do we have to be so amped up to compete against each other, whether it's in anything, financially or whatever in your life? We just should all be more a community and more supportive and looking out for each other, because that is what we're supposed to be like. If you can look in the nature outside and see the animal communities treating each other that kind of way, sure, there's some Darwinism and dog eat dog world out there too. But for the most part, a lot of species work together for their own survival. Why is humans so stupid? Why can't we do this ourselves? We're supposed to be one of the most intelligent species on this planet. Yet we fail in this department heavily. And we only making it worse right now, it seems like. So thank you for the words of wisdom, Randolph, and have mercy for others, because that's what the guy up there would want you to do. And yeah, Randolph Phillips, Dana, Canadian Dana, share the love club. Saturday morning, we're going to share the love for a couple of our very great Raptor Freak family members. And I hope you'll join me when we share the love for Randolph and Dana on Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Yeah, always good to hear from Randolph. Bryce is here. Good morning, Lex and the Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce Lawson. Holding it down south for us. We got west and east, and we got south. Bryce Lawson in Kentucky holding it down for us. Nako's here. I don't know if I saw every bad call, but yeah, the Knicks are by far getting a favorable whistle in what are pretty close games. There you go. There you go. So you can see it, Gerald. You can see the New York favoritism. It's a New York state of mind that some of those referees are getting into. You know, they had the watch party last night. That's an interesting concept. They literally have other referees watching the game, the Knicks and the Pacers game last night, and talking about what their refs are doing in the game that are other guys. And they're always doing stuff like making up the excuses for what they did out there to cover up for what they did so that they can just do what they did. You know, in some ways, it's kind of like the 2-minute report. It's like it never really kind of tells you, like, yeah, we messed up, but we're not going to change it or fix it. Or, you know what? Actually, we did this way. They try and back each other up. Once again, I will say the comparison of the referee's last 2-minute report, or even that watch party they did last night, is a police report. And a guy coming back to the station and writing the story the way they want it to fit their narrative of what they're trying to do with whatever that police report was about. Trust me, police reports get fudged in certain ways to make certain people not look bad and to make other people look bad, for sure. Yeah, that's what I'll say about that. Yeah, good job on the classic car of the day. Smooth Brown, man. Pooh Richardson. That's right. Pooh. Like, I don't know what his real name is. I forget what his real name is. I don't think Pooh is actually his real name. I don't remember what his real name is. All right, David's here. Good to see David Saborin checking in with us this morning. What does David have to say? David always has some good opinions on things. Let's see what he is saying here. All right, here we go. Did I see that right last night? Josh Hart went up to Reggie Miller at the end of the game at broadcast table to say, and New York wanted me to say, fuck you, and then walked away, laugh out loud. I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, David, you know the old rivalry with Reggie Miller in New York, right? Jerome. Okay, Pooh Richardson's name is Jerome. So we have a fact checker over here. Adriana's doing the fact checking for me this morning. She's Tony Reale. All right, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I love that. And in fact, I'll tune in tomorrow, David. We'll talk more about Reggie Miller tomorrow. Trust me. Cool Cat's saying, good morning, Rat Free Crew. NBA Chef keeps saying NBA is entertainment. I have resorted to stop being so worked up. The Knicks have to win for the New York money for the NBA. See, she's team Indy like I am. And she's a little frustrated because she can see the bias. And that Chev is calling it out, just like Vince McMahon would not call wrestling anymore. He started calling it sports entertainment because it's all scripted and it's not a true competition. Well, that's what we're talking about here. The NBA is entertainment and maybe not totally true competition in certain ways because the money is too good. You know that somebody made the money symbol at the game last night and they didn't catch it. I think it was Jamal Murray made it the other night in the last game with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. He did this at one point, but nobody saw it. He did get fined $100,000 for throwing the heating pad and the towel, but he did a money symbol too somewhere in there, but they didn't catch it. That's such a fun symbol now. If any player's doing this on the court, boy, you are a hero to me because there's a truth in this, that this is ruining the game. And whenever somebody makes this statement towards a ref, whether it's Luka, whether it's Jamal, whether it's Scotty, whoever, yeah, we get it. And it's true. And what Cool Cat's saying is right. David's saying the NBA is all rigged. It's all complete BS. I only watch because I like the Raptors. I'd rather watch water freeze. It's tough because it's not totally rigged. In some ways, they can't do enough to resuscitate LeBron's Lakers to get to a championship as much as they wish they could. They're so shitty. They can't even hold their hand to it. And that's the thing. They got to find the team that's the most capable, that's marketable, and push them, whether it's the Celtics, whether it's the Knicks. That's what they're doing right here. In some ways, they like the Timberwolves destroying the Nuggets right now because the Nuggets are a team that should not be one of the top teams in the dynasty going forward because it's not a marketable team for them, but neither is the Timberwolves. But it helps them to have variety each year of a different team coming up. If the dynasty was being built in Denver, that would not be good for NBA marketing. As much as Nuggets fans hope they'll get a dynasty, the NBA will probably fight you to get one. Trust me, I know. I'm a Toronto fan. So, yeah, there you go. Kareem saying the Knicks were absolutely stacked before the trade deadline. Tibbs runs a stupid rotation. If Spoelstra had that team, they would be undefeated. Toppin, RJ, and Quickly, like, what the fuck was he doing? I mean, listen, I think their lineup's better now. I know Toppin did really good things for the Pacers last night. He was kind of carrying them in the first half. But still, the fit of things is exactly what Tom was saying on his call earlier. The fit is better with IQ and RJ in Toronto and the guys from our team on their team. So I'll disagree with that. I do agree that Tibbs has a stupid rotation, though, that he's a little too shallow with his rotation. And he's going to overwork those guys. And we've seen the guys leave the game last night, like Brunson and Anunoby did. Well, that's a symptom of that. So, yeah, Tibbs is on that Nick Nurse scale of overusing his main guys. Yeah, they say that's just how the playoffs is. Well, I'd say this. Depth will win you championships. And then Timberwolves having 10 deep and nobody really hurt and divvying up minutes of more equitably between those 10 deep is going to be way better lasting than the Knicks playing 6 guys every single game through the rest of the playoffs. You ain't going to make it if you do it the Tibbs way. I'm telling you, you ain't going to make it. Somebody's going to get hurt. More of them might get hurt. And that's not good. Nako's saying Jokic got robbed last year. SGA got robbed this year. The defense from the Wolves is pretty substantial. Wolves or Nuggets going to win it all. I don't mind this prediction. So you think the winner of that series is going to win the championship out of everybody? That's interesting. You know, I want to see who wins the Western Conference Finals because that is the team I think is going to win the championship. And if it's the Thunder, if it's the Timberwolves, well, let's go and beat the Boston Celtics, who's most likely going to be on the Eastern side. Yeah, there we go. David's saying affirmative action strikes again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That may be an interesting thing to say. Randolph saying, Alex, I'm lifting up your mom in prayer this moment for strength, healing, and protect her from any and all affliction. May her life be filled with love, joy, peace, laughter, and happiness. Hugs. I hope my mom heard that. She probably did. She's listening vicariously from her room, possibly. So, Randolph, that's such a beautiful prayer for her. And I appreciate that. It's just that I don't see her when she gets up right like that very often. She takes her time to get up in her room, but she had to come out and get the coffee. So I saw very early in the morning mom when she's literally just opened her eyes. And I was like, oh, are you okay, mom? No, she's just waking up. That's all it is. So, yeah, I appreciate that. And I will definitely tell her that you had that prayer for her. That's very nice. David's saying, have y'all realized you can't fix a F up by continuously effing up? Who you talking to? You talking to the NBA refs? Cool Cat saying over both games, you can't breathe on Jalen Brunson, but are allowed to push Hallie and Pascal. Literally hold down Pascal by the waist and hands on offense and defense. Refs will allow Pacers to win both home games. I mean, that's good for that. Let's remember this. The high drama of a 7-game series between the Knicks and the Pacers is good money. It's good TV, too, in some ways. So I could see this. I could totally see this. Well, let's see who's going to be reffing tonight real quick. We'll do the ref check for the 2 games tonight. Cleveland at Boston, game 2. John Goebel is the crew chief with Bill Kennedy and Nick Bookard as the umpire. In Oklahoma City for Dallas at Oklahoma City, game 2, Scott Foster is the sheriff in town with James Williams and Ed Malloy. What a horrible crew. That is like my nightmare crew right there. If we had Scott Foster, James Williams, and Ed Malloy, I'd be like, yeah, this game is not going to be good. You got the 2 worst hit job artists, and then a guy who is the Raptors were 0-5 with this season, James Williams. That is a nightmare crew right there. That may be the worst ref crew I've seen this whole entire season. The ref crew for the Oklahoma City Dallas game tonight. Scott Foster and Ed Malloy at the same game. What are you doing, NBA? Oh my God, that's crazy. That is so crazy. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else you guys are saying in here. Yeah, David's saying, goodness gracious, the world we live in is beyond me. Well, like Leo says, let's focus on the good. Let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on the great people like Randolph and Fiercey and Tom Duke. And we will be happy in our lives. In some ways, there is a lot of people out there that want to make us consternation and agitated and stressed and upset because a stressed person is easier to control. And when you feel good, you have everything you need. You don't want for things like they try and train you to want more products and this and this. You need my product or you're not full in your life. Bullshit. Find fullness in your life without material things and you're unfuckwithable. They can't mess with you if you don't need stuff. And that's what I'm saying. That's why they want to make you feel like you're in lacking or you're agitated. Is because that's exactly why. And the other reason why they want to agitate us and make us feel anger and madness is because they want to divide us. Because a divided populace and masses is easier to control because they're busy fighting with each other instead of fighting with the people at the top that are fucking up all of us over from the top. And that's what I'm saying right there is don't fall for it. Stay happy, be content, and do the good things in your life and be a good person. And boom. If you're not like falling for consumer culture and telling you, oh, you're not this without this or this. And if you are also able to not fall for the lies of everybody's your enemy or this people are your enemy because they're different than you, and you can stay with those people, you can fight the entities is actually the problem. And that is the very 1% ruling class, corporate people at the top that are disgustingly rich, that are so gross and stuff in so many different ways. And that's what I say right there. They want to distract us and make us hate each other on the bottom level so that we don't come after them. That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Tom has got SGA on black. He's even went and made the little emoticon just now. I love it. Smooth saying, I would call, but I work while I watch the stream. It's all good, Smooth. I get it. You know, someday maybe somebody will be able to get in here some other way. Gerald, I know you may be at work too, but you could call me today, Gerald, if you want to. Cool Cat saying SGA should be the MVP, but the entertaining story is Joker gets it this year to solidify his Hall of Fame, and then moving forward is Wemby. Wow. So you think Wemby's going to get the MVP starting next year? That may be too soon. There may be a couple of MVPs in between Joker's transition to Wemby that may be up for grabs. And I would say this, SGA has a good chance to win next year, especially if the Thunder win the championship by the end of the season. Oh, yeah, they're going to come back around and circle. And that is somehow, some ways they do it. You know, Joel was a fail, giving him the MVP because he didn't actually fulfill his promise of getting to the conference finals or getting anywhere. He hasn't gotten anywhere in his playoffs career. So in some ways, they don't want to be stupid and give another award to a fraud like Embiid. So you got to be bona fide and get far in the playoffs. And then boom, you got through that barrier. Okay, yeah, you're more a caliber that we can consider in some ways. That may be part of it with SGA. Is, you know, he gets to the finals this year. Well, next year he's going to have an even better chance to be the MVP if he plays at a high level. David's saying, yay, it's all so well planned out for us. We don't even need to watch the games. F the NBA. I'm over it. There you go. David's very surly this morning, and that's fine. And Nako's saying, no Americans in the top 3 MVP is a plus. You know, this is crazy. Kayla Gray and Kurthika had this crazy stat on Twitter last night, saying that before a couple of years ago, like 5 years ago when Giannis won the MVP, there were only 6 people that had ever kind of been considered for MVP or won it that were from outside of America in the whole history of the NBA. Now, in the last 6 or 7 years, every single MVP has been from outside the United States. So it's like there were only 6 before this. I mean, 2 of them were Steve Nash. And then now, boom, every year it's a foreign player from outside the U.S. that's winning an MVP. And that says something right there, that the United States is not preparing their players to be the highest level like they used to. And there's better, higher quality players from around the world at this point. Giannis, Luka, SGA, Nikola. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So I disconnected and came back, guys. And it didn't seem like I lost too many of y'all. It's right when Tom called me. Cool Cat saying refs will keep the game entertaining, but work to get the preferred outcome. Well, that's why it's so gangster when the Raptors win the championship against the script. That's what I'm telling you. There was a script that was supposed to be written, and Golden State was still supposed to win, but we didn't let them. We did not let them. That's the thing. If you can get in there and get it done against their wishes, boy, you're a more powerful champion, and you deserved it way, way more. And in some ways, I will say that about Toronto when they won the championship 5 years ago, is that exactly right there. Because we can go off script, but you have to be so good and so perfect as an NBA team to take it off script. Trust me. And boy, whoever's playing the Celtics later on, they need to take it off script because that is the script they're trying to write. They, more than anything, want the Celtics to win the championship this year. I'm telling you right now, they're going to try and railroad them to getting to the championship any which way they can. David's saying there's nothing entertaining about the NBA other than watching Carlisle tell those morons to F themselves and get the boot. Wow, David's really grumpy today. Really, really grumpy today. Nako's saying Maisie Williams plays Arya Stark. That's why I was thinking Game of Thrones. And of course, Gerald's been binging Game of Thrones over Easter weekend, so he knows this. That's right. The actor's name is Maisie. And that's why I was thinking it's the girl from Game of Thrones, because the name of the actor's name is Maisie. That's what it is. Thank you, Gerald. I'm going to give you a dunk for information. And I'm also going to give Adriana a dunk for actually, you get a 3-pointer for telling me Pooh Richardson's real name is Jerome. That's good stuff. I have a fact checker this morning. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And there's Gerald. I'm going to give Gerald a 3-pointer too. He gets 18. There you go. All right, let's keep going. Cool Cat saying this series is earning a lot of money. It will be fun entertainment. Yeah, New York. Those fans are buying up shirts and hats, and they're getting really in a tizzy, a blue and orange tizzy. And every game they win, woo, it stirs it up even more. And more Knicks alumni come out of the woodwork. We've seen Chris Childs all of a sudden getting involved in things. Larry Johnson, John Starks. All the old Knicks are coming to the games. Latrell Sprewell. Yeah, Patrick Ewing, Bernard King. Yeah, I'm telling you, those old Knicks are enjoying this run with these young Knicks right now. It's awesome. David's saying it blows dead bears. All right, let's see. Nako's saying Tibbs overworks his players for sure. Yep. David's saying Jordan played 15 seasons or part seasons. Of those 15 seasons, he played 82 games in 11 of them. Real baller, GOAT. There you go. David standing for Air Jordan. All right. Cool Cat saying prayers up for OG. I hope it's not too serious. Man, I always worry about OG's annual freak injuries. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. That'll be a big blow to them. You know, it's crazy how well they win when OG's available and healthy. They really do have a really good record. It's like 25-5, y'all. They've been since the OG trade and the games he's appeared in. 25-5. That is a very dominating, awesome record right there. Telling you right there. Let's see. David saying, Tom Duke. That's right. We got Tom Duke on the phone this morning. Cowboys here. Good morning. And Raptor Freaks, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Let's grow Tom Dukey. That's right. Y'all, listen. Ta-da. Call for a free quote. Cleaning services. 647-833-6844. There you go. Boom goes a dynamite. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Thursday. Was I in a meeting? What did I miss? Well, we got you on the phone, and it was so nice to talk to you earlier, Fiercely, for sure. And David's saying, yeehaw. All right. Cool Cat saying, I love hearing from Tommy Dukey. Yeah, it's so cool to hear Tommy from the West Coast, getting up early, getting up real early to talk to the Raptor Freaks on the Raptor Freak channel. I love it. David's saying, Tom Duke has a dog now. We will never see him in Toronto again. I don't know. He has family and friends that probably could take care of Maisie while he's gone for a couple of days. I'm sure we could see him. Tom saying SGA, let's go. I like that. And David, yeah, he shall return 100%. There you go. He is like Arnold. He'll be back. All right. David saying, I knew it. Fiercey is Fiercey. That's right. We got Fiercey and Tom on the calls today. We got one more spot open for one more call on the Thursday Think Tank live call-in show. If you have access to the phone number to call it, you go ahead. You have the permission. If you know the number, you can call me now, and I'll put you on the air live right now. I don't have any segment. If you call me right in the middle of something, I don't care. I'll answer it. I'm right here. I will answer it. That's right. Cool Cat saying NBA doesn't want to give SGA before their beloved Jason Tatum. That's the real story. You know, some people are trying to bring that up. Like people arguing for SGA to win the MVP. Well, their counterpoint is, well, why wouldn't Jason win it then? I mean, seriously, we all know Jason Tatum is not the real man, the real show there. It's Jaylen Brown. And that's why right there, those guys cancel each other. In some ways, you have too much of the same player at the same level. Then why would you give it the MVP just to Jason Tatum? I would give it to Jaylen Brown before I give it to Jason Tatum. I'm sorry. I just see through the structure of the Celtics roster, and I know Jaylen Brown in some ways is a more important player than Jason Tatum. And that's it just right there. If y'all do the Pirtle from yesterday, it's Jason Brown. I mean, it's Jaylen Brown, just so you know. It's too easy. You can see his beard. All right, let's see. Cowboys big up and fiercey. And David saying probably, which is why the NBA is a bag of shit. Wow, he really hates the NBA this morning. David, you really have a lot of venom towards Adam Silver's crappy ass product right now. Yeah, I'm a little bit with you. Tom saying happy early Mother's Day to Fiercey and all the moms. That's right. Mother's Day on Sunday. So yeah, be ready for your Mother's Days. That's right. Cowboys got SG on blast, and Tommy's got a lot of flowers out. I love it. Yeah, there's some stuff popping out. I see a little orange flower out there. I think I planted. I want to go inspect it after I'm done with the stream because I think one of the flowers that I planted a couple weeks ago is actually popped up now overnight, which is awesome. I love it. G's here. Good to see original Raptor Freak Trivia Champion G checking into the chat. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. SGA is the real MVP. Tibbs works his players to the ground, but their endurance is fantastic. Let's see if injuries happen. OG. Yeah. So you're saying these guys are just tough. And in some ways, he built them like this during the season. That's part of what we were saying earlier. That if you play it a certain way during the season, well, the playoffs come around, you should be ready for it more than the other teams. If you play soft-ass basketball all regular season and then you hit the crazy intensity of the playoffs, well, it may be a shock to your system, is what they're saying. So Tibbs, the way he played all season, that maybe have helped the Knicks and their success in the playoffs because they've been playing that kind of way for a while already. Carlos saying good morning, Raptor Freak family. Good morning to you, Carlo JS. You give me a call, Carlo, if you feel like it. The numbers in the community tab, my guy. And I'd love to hear from you on the phone today if you feel like it. Yeah. Smooth saying Pacers filed 78 calls after 2 games the NBA. Yeah. And I love this. Let's see where this goes. Maybe the NBA won't care. Maybe they'll just like, whatever. Who knows? Maybe Rick Carlisle will get something going on this. I would love to see something happen. We'll have to see the complaints, whether they're successful in any kind of way. And what will they do? It's not like they're going to change the outcome of the series. It's still 2-0 for the Knicks. So Kareem saying it's a toss-up for me between Joker and Shea, but the lack of votes for SGA is questionable. They hate Canadians. We're going to paste this gold medal to our chest when maple syrup this summer. I love that. Kareem, you're getting a dunk. I love what you're saying, and I hope that you're exactly right. If they dissing us for this or that, well, let's go get that Olympic gold, and we'll show them by the end of the summer. 135 dunks for Kareem. Wow. Davis saying that ref called a double dribble with 1:08 left in the clutch game. Then they reviewed it and realized the ref must have had a minor stroke and said it was an inadvertent call. The dude made the hand motion. Laugh out loud. How's that inadvertent? Man, that's messed up. Yeah, I didn't watch the games. Once again, I'm super busy, but I do look at the box score. But I can't really comment on particular little plays like this, David. I wish I could, but man, I'm just so busy right now. I've been driving back and forth between here and Toronto, moving all my stuff out here, and I got most of my stuff out of there yesterday. So it's all here. In fact, I got Justin with me, and I brought the bobbleheads out here, and I got my championship ring out here too. All of a sudden now, so it's good. All right, let's see. Mo saying Reggie Miller's thoughts on OG Anunoby are something we have to talk about tomorrow. She knows exactly what I'm gonna freak out on tomorrow. That's right. And let's not spoil it, Mo, because I'll go off like I have been on Fridays lately on Reggie Miller. Oh yeah, we're gonna get him tomorrow, Mo. We're gonna get him tomorrow, Mo. Tune in tomorrow for the Friday freak out. I have something to say to Reggie Miller. Yeah, I do. I really do. Blackhawks here. Good to see Neil. Neil's a great Raptor freak for many years here now. SGA needs to get out of OKC. OKC fans are not showing up in their stadium. The upper seats are empty. That's weird. I didn't know that. So they're having trouble with attendance for these playoff games, even though this is huge. And what is there to do out in Oklahoma City? What are y'all doing out there? Tipping cows and rustling up tumbleweed? What the hell? Go to the playoff games. That's the best ticket in the. You got such a good team in the Thunder. Oh my gosh! Don't waste it and not show up and support your team. Oh my gosh! In some ways there will be things that try to draw certain players out of Oklahoma City. I'm sure. Yeah, there will be forces out there that will try and draw very top players from their team, Chet and SGA. Watch. I mean, that's just how it works. So take care of your team, Thunder Nation. Get to the game, support it, sell it out so that there's no denying this. Now, I don't think the issues with SGA and that team are anything to do with the team or the coach or anything like that. But if the fans aren't supporting them, well, that's messed up. That is messed up. Cool Cat saying, I don't think Pacers should file complaints, even though non-calls. It's the team first foray into the playoffs. Pascal is the only defensive-minded player. Team needs more experience in defense first. Well, I mean, I would disagree. This is not their first foray. Some of the players, yes, but Miles Turner's been around forever, and he's been in a lot of playoffs. So has Pascal. And they have a lot of experienced guys like Doug McDermott and TJ McConnell around too. So in some ways, you could say this group's first foray in the playoffs as a unit, but all these guys are playoff. A lot of these guys are playoff tested. And in some ways, I would say that that's kind of But your point about the defense stuff, well, that's just a symptom of the identity of the Indiana Pacers. That is a very offense first, defense later, and think about it later kind of team. And the problem is we know how the playoffs are played. And, well, Siakam's trying to teach them. I love what somebody said earlier. I think it was Fiercey, that Siakam showed up and said, I don't play like this because of where I came from. Because, we played a lot of defense in Toronto, and I want you guys to play at a higher standard for your defense. So in some ways, I'll bet you Siakam is a defensive leader for that team and trying to tell them, listen, this is a standard we had in Toronto with Nick Nurse and the guys I played with up there. We're playing against OG right now, and you see what he does. Well, we need to be more like OG and myself if we're going to do anything in the series. So we'll see. Maybe the refs, these complaints, we've seen this before. When Nick Nurse made complaints about the Sixers calls, he would get better calls the next game when we would play against the Sixers when he was our coach. So I could see this happening. Rick Carlisle's complaints last night may actually give them a very good whistle when they're in Indy the next two games. So pay attention, y'all that are watching the series, and see if the whistle is friendlier to Carlisle and the Pacers going forward. Because these complaints can do something. If they can't go back and change things from the past, well, they may go and make it more in your favor to make up for it. And I could see that happening, especially on the home court in front of the Indiana fans. I could definitely see this happen. G saying, Cool Cat, for sure. Their defense ain't good. I think the refs are biased, but also Knicks are the tougher team and play defense. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple factors in here. The New York thing is huge. Seriously, that city's a buzz. If Oklahoma fans aren't coming to support their team, well, the New York fans are. Oh, yeah. And they are all in a tizzy. And they're all up and woo, yeah, Knicks, we're back kind of stuff. And, it's fun. In some ways, I like to see that fan base have some good feelings and positivity, but not too much. No. We got to see how far they go. Let's see. All right, let's see. Carlos saying, I'm starting to believe the Knicks and the refs can beat the Celtics. I love that. That's what I'm saying. If this orange and blue train is going to keep going into the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're going to face the blue and the white, the green and the white, those ugly little green jerseys. Yeah, that's what I want to happen. Exactly what Carlos saying, that maybe the Knicks and the refs can take out the Celtics, or maybe just the Knicks can take out the Celtics. I would love that. In some ways, that is a great matchup for the NBA. They love Knicks versus Celtics. Those are the two teams that have been in the NBA since the very beginning. The only two teams that have stayed in their exact place, Boston Celtics, New York Knicks, 1946 is when they started playing in the NBA. And that's been the whole entire NBA's existence. So it's a rivalry and a matchup that's as old as the league itself. So that's a fun thing about that. That's big. Oh, yeah. Celtics versus Knicks. That'll be a huge Eastern Conference final. Seriously. Kareem saying, I was just hoping Brunson did the choke gesture to Reggie as he was broadcasting the game yesterday. That would be such a New York thing to do 20 years later. Well, Josh Hart apparently came over and told him F you. And hey, that's pretty New York too. Basically saying, thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Cool Cat. Hang on. I jumped ahead. Let me make sure I don't miss any of the comments, guys. Hang on. Where am I? Here I am. No, I'm not. I'm not there yet. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Cool Cat. You have a point. I was thinking they're holding the finals MVP for SGA, but there is also Tatum and Ant who may impact the finals as per the script. Yeah, those three are probably top candidates for winning the finals MVP, depending on who gets there. Yeah. And hopefully it is nowhere near Tatum with that, because they are not successful in any kind of way, or he doesn't even make it there. I'd much rather Jalen Brunson be in the running for finals MVP than Jason Tatum. Let's just put it that way. Wayne saying, understand that being Canadian involved in American competitions is always a disadvantage. OKC needs to sweep the Nuggets. Sorry. Jamal, they even dish you by not acknowledging your all-star worth. Go OKC. He is a good example of this. Jamal Murray has been one of the best playoff performers in the last 5 years on the down low, and they don't give him any credit for that. Of course, he's in the shadow of Jokic, and that Jokic gets a lot of the acclaim in the middle. And obviously, he is the most important player on that team. But in the shadow of Joker, Jamal Murray's not getting the all-stars he deserves or the accolades he does deserve. And that's messed up. In some ways, that's very, very messed up. And Wayne's giving a good example of that right there. Yeah. Fiercely saying, Pooh? Like, never mind. Not a cute name. Yeah, Pooh. Like P-O-O-H. Like Winnie the Pooh. Not Pooh. Kareem saying, where's my brother Kareem, the dunk champion? He's here. He's full ass. He's full assing it. Yeah. He's full ass. Full assing it. Yeah. Full ass is Kareem. That's right. I don't want to say the word full ass every time, so I'm just calling him Kareem when I see it. But it's a joke because of my whole half-ass thing about don't half-ass me and just say Pooh. Tell me Pooh Richardson. That's the full ass, both cheeks. Yeah. There you go. Okay, Tommy's got some interesting emoticons there. And there's Cowboy with a cow. All right. Smooth saying the Knicks aren't as good as their play would lead you to believe, man. Yeah. I believe they're propped up in certain ways, for sure. This is all these teams that are high market teams, they get a little nudge to getting even better if they're close. I'm telling you, the Lakers are so bad. They get nudged all kinds of ways and they can't get anywhere. The Celtics get nudged to be as good as they were this year. And they're pretty good, but they got nudged to be even better by the NBA in certain ways. The Knicks are definitely getting a nudge and pushed up. Other teams will not get this nudge. Teams like Minnesota, teams like Oklahoma City, teams like Toronto. The nudge can go either way, and the refs are in charge of controlling that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's Kareem, Neon Moon. That's right. Cool Cat saying the Knicks have to win the series. It's entertainment gold. MSG is a storied gold mine. It's fun. ESPN will make a lot of money. History of Knicks versus Pacers is money too. And then Celtics versus Knicks, gold mine. I think Cool Cat's hitting the nail on the head. and I'm going to give her a dunk for it. Coach Cool Cat is right again, as usual. 48 hours. Y'all be cool. Cool Cat with the Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte, 48. There you go. All right, let's see. Wayne saying Josh said that he said that, but he clarified by saying it's not coming from him. Nuggets are being outclassed. They only have 5 players. Sorry, Jamal. When they cheated us for you, you were quiet. Poor OG. Get well. Yeah. All right. So so Josh was saying that from the past, from the Knicks from the past, and the Knicks fans from the past when he said that to Reggie Miller. I get that. Nuggets are getting outclassed. It could very well be the depth of the Nuggets is not matching up very well with the depth of the Timberwolves, and that some of the players that left, like our guy Bruce Brown, who loves Tim Hortons, are missing, and they're people that they need at this point. I don't know what it is. It seems like they didn't lose a whole lot of players from last year's championship team, but their depth is definitely lacking. I will agree with this. I'll definitely agree with this. Yeah. And we hope OG gets well. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Alley-oop to full ass. All right. You want a full ass alley-oop? That sounds so crazy. What is that? All right. We'll give Kareem another dunk. The rich just get richer. 136. Boom goes the dynamite. Let's keep going. Tom's laughing. Carlos saying, sad to say, but we saw Pascal's limitations last night. Well, Siakam did not have a very good scoring game in some ways. I'm looking at this box score real quick. Siakam was 7 of 18 in 36 minutes with 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block, a -9. He missed all 3 of his three-point attempts, and he missed both his free throws. I mean, Siakam has his ups and downs, and we kind of know his rhythm of his biorhythm of between game to game. And well, sometimes he'll have a game like this, and boom, watch. They'll come back to Indiana for the next game. He's going to absolutely dominate. Watch. I'll bet you. Last night was a night for Halliburton. 34 points on 11 and 19 shooting, 7-11 from 3, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, but still a -17. And that's an indication of the poor defense of the Indiana Pacers that you guys have all been talking about. Yeah, double-double for McConnell off the bench. 10 points with 12 assists, 20 points for Obi Toppin in 20 minutes. So some impressive stuff from them. But on the other side, it's Brunson with 29, DiVincenzo with 28, and OG with 28 himself. OG's shooting 10 of 19. We're going to talk more about that tomorrow. Let's see. Smooth saying, I expect Boston to handle New York. This will be a good matchup. We'll have to see. In some ways, it may have to do with health. In some ways, it may have to do with matchups. That may have something to do with it. Let's think about OG guarding Jalen and Jason. He has a lot of experience doing that, and he enjoys that matchup. And we know OG is very successful at giving OG-itis to either Tatum or Brown when he faces them. But let's not get ahead of things. They still got the Pacers in front of them, and the Celtics do still have the Cavs. We should not completely count out the Cavs. Hopefully they can do some damage and maybe put Boston out this round. I love that. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Carlos saying New York and the refs might beat the Celtics. He's saying it again. All right. Fiercely saying, I've seen Adam Silver at both games, the Knicks and the Pacers. Must be hard to contain himself when the Knicks get favorable calls. He needs to be careful for the cameras. That's hilarious. And Fiercely, I'm going to give you a dunk for that. That's hilarious. He gets a little giddy. You see a little childlike smile on his face when this kind of stuff happens. That could very well be true. All right, let's see. G saying, I think OG has been key. If he is injured, I think their defense will take a hit. Yeah, that's for sure for true. We know the difference between OG and not having OG on the Raptors over the last few years. Yeah, it's a very big difference. In some ways, it does add up to winning a lot. That record is for real. 25-5 since he showed up in New York. That is a huge thing right there. That's 25 wins to 5 losses. That's an incredible record. And that is when they have OG. Yeah. Yeah. It must be nice to have Precious as a backup to OG. Yeah, that was us last year. That was us for a few years. Yeah, it was real nice to have Precious as a backup to OG and the other guys. Man, I miss those days on our team before Nick sabotaged our team last year. Cool Cat saying Toppin is entertaining on offense, but my goodness, he is a sieve on defense for his height at 6'11". He needs to learn defense. That is why Knicks traded him away. I can see all this. I can see this being true. In some ways, it's kind of weird the position he's in because he has really close friends on the Knicks. He was a Knick, and now he's playing against them. I wonder if he's doing anything shady for them from the other side. I wouldn't totally trust Obi Toppin. I mean, his brother's still a Knick. Jacob, he's still in the Knicks organization. Seriously, I don't know if I trust him totally, Pacers Nation. There's maybe some of those defensive faults are, hey, it's my friend DiVincenzo. I don't know. Now, let's see. Smooth saying that, Carlo, you have a point. Boston is next level, though. 64 to 18. 64 and 18 is no joke. Yeah, I don't believe that record's that impressive. Honestly, first of all, they're in the East. And the East was weaker than the West. So they had an easier time getting to 64. The other thing is they were propped up like crazy all year. I will say this all day and all night. The referees help the Celtics and enhance them and help them. If there's close games, well, they're going to try and help them win the close games. In the games we played against them this year, we saw ref manipulation in 2 of them out of the 4 that we saw them. They were very close with us in a couple games. Have you realized that we lose the Celtics by 2 points every year, at least 2 games every year? Do you understand why? There is a very particular why, and his name's Ed Malloy. That's why. See, it always seems like when we're playing the Celtics, Ed Malloy is the crew chief for one of the games, and we lose by 2. You can go back and check the records and see I'm not full of shit. In the last 3 years, there's been a Raptors-Celtics game every year where we lose by 2, and Ed Malloy is in charge. Yeah, railroading and getting it directed to the right outcome at the end. And they'll do it either which way. They won't call fouls. If there's fouls on the other team, that would put us on the line. And even if we breathe on them, they'll put them on the line and give them extra points just to enhance their score, to get those 2 points over us. Yeah, I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. I went to one of the games that Ed Malloy ref hit jobbed us 2 years ago, and I was sitting right next to the court, and I saw it with my own 2 eyes. It's so messed up. It is so messed up. Yeah, Carlos saying, yeah, at this point, only the West teams can beat the Celtics. I don't know. I don't believe that's true. I'm going to believe in the blue and the orange. Seriously. If we get Knicks and Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. And don't count out the Knicks, seriously, especially if they can be healthy. They can have their guys for the most part. I know they're missing Robinson now, but still, if these guys can be healthy, they can give them a good run. Porzingis is out. In some ways, that's helping the Celtics, honestly. Kareem saying, I love David's metaphors, but I would never watch water freeze. But if I did, I'm full ass paralyzed. That's a weird one. Yeah, watching water freeze, that means we're back in winter. We're just getting the start of spring. Come on, David. I don't want to fast forward through the warm months up here. Come on now. Yeah, brr, Tom Duke. Carlos saying nobody has scored over 100 on OKC. OKC, scary team. So good defense. I like that. Carlo, give me a call. I got room for one more call. Cowboy, why don't you call me? Somebody can call me. One more call on the Thursday Think Tank live call-in show. We got to get our quota. So I got one more call opening for you guys. Anybody can call. Cowboy saying he watched What a Freeze while he's baking cookies. Okay, I don't totally understand that, but dab to you, Cowboy. And Fiercely saying, Lex, don't know if you mentioned Shaq being out of pocket with Nikola while he was accepting his MVP on TNT. No class from Shaq. It's very uncomfortable and cringy to watch. That's an opinion. I've heard 2 different opinions. We've heard Monique say that was awesome what he did. And then you're saying that was cringy and kind of uncomfortable. And you know what? In good graces, yeah, Shaq was rude. And he wasn't like very good in that moment. Was he robbing a moment from Nikola? Nah, not really. I mean, look at how serious Nikola takes things. Seriously. Like, I don't think Nikola even cares about winning the MVP. That's the funny thing about this whole thing. So I don't think Shaq could ruin that moment for him. In some ways, Shaq just being honest and saying something like that to his face. Well, maybe Serbian guy is like, I like your honesty and I like your moxie. And maybe it's like, but I still won. You know, I don't know. We could say he's classless for this, but I agree with him. And that's partly why I'm glad he said it, even if it was right to his face and it was cringy. Yeah. In some ways, I'm with Shaq and I'm with Monique on this one, even if it was kind of an uncomfortable moment on live TV. In some ways, that's where I'm at with that one, because in some ways, I agree with Shaq. It should have been SGA. It should have been SGA. G saying MLSE news, and the Leafs fired their coach. New Raptors, Leafs, and Toronto FC coach. They are cleaning coaching house. Wow. So the Leafs have fired their coach today. Very, very interesting. Well, we got our new coach last summer. We're not changing our coach for a while. And I'm very, very happy and pleased with Coach Rajakovic. You know, more I thought about the Raptors coming back to Toronto this week to practice and come back now really shows a respect for Coach. You know, because Coach did say we're going to take 3 weeks off and then we're going to go back to work. Well, these guys coming right back to Toronto and being here and working together, I've been kind of daydreaming about what is Scotty, Emmanuel, and Grady and the rest of them working on at OVO right now? How deep and in depth are they laying the roots and the beginnings, the foundation of our team for next year and their offense? And what are they doing with Darko at OVO Center this week? How many of them are actually there, and how much are they actually getting accomplished? And the other thing I was thinking about when I was daydreaming, I was driving down to Toronto. I was thinking about, those 3 guys in that TikTok from earlier this week on Monday. They're very skilled players. All 3 of them. I mean, obviously, Scotty's one of the most skilled players in this whole entire league. He has all the skills in the entire league that you need to have. Shot blocking, steals, rebounding, everything. Scotty can do it all. Emmanuel, extremely skilled player. You can think about the skills that he has. And Grady, very skilled. In some ways, it's kind of like when they're workshopping and figuring out the Raptors' new offense for next year and the new stuff they're going to start doing. Well, it's kind of stuff like this. It's like Scotty and Darko may be like, hey, Grady, are you able to do this with your shot and do this and curl around this way? Oh, yeah, guys, I can do this. It's like, boom, we've got really capable, skilled pieces that they can get really creative in trying to figure out what we're going to do next year. And I'm excited about that. That's really, really exciting. And I really, really love the commitment to our organization shown by core players on our roster this week. And it's not going unnoticed by me. Trust me, guys. I really, really appreciate you, Scotty, Emmanuel, and Grady. I really, really do. Yeah. Let's keep going. All right. David's saying unfuckwithable. This is the word of the day. Yeah, it's a good word. You got to get to the point where you're so self-reliant and so on your own that you can't be hurt in any kind of way. I've striven for this in more ways than one in my life as I've gotten older. In some ways, I want to be as unfuckwithable as I can be. Tom saying, find fullness in your life without material things. Awesome. What's the Buddhist way? Commercials are designed to make you feel like you need whatever they got. They programmed us since we were little kids. They made colorful cereal boxes and colorful toys for us to have, and they indoctrinate you into consumer culture. Consumer culture is like to buy stuff you don't really need. Think about how many things you may buy. Why did I buy this? I don't really even need this. It's because it's a pattern of behavior that is taught to us as young people. The old ways of things is like you want to buy something that lasts a long time. Like you want to get a vehicle or something that you use at your house, and you don't want it to wear out or go bad over time. You want it to last and be durable. Well, manufacturers make things shitty just so you'll have to buy them again. Think about how often you have to go through like electronics. Why does this break so often? Or why are tires, you have to replace them over and over again? They invented tires that you don't ever need to replace. But Goodyear and Michelin didn't like that because they wouldn't have repeat customers. So they had to make shittier tires than they actually are capable of. In some ways, that consumer culture is using resources and things on this earth frivolously. If we made things with quality and so that they would last, instead of trying to get the cycle of consumers rebuying our products, this world would be a better place. When we were younger and when older generations, they had this kind of stuff in the 50s and 60s. This is why they said they just don't make things like they used to, because that's on purpose, because it doesn't go with the business model. If you make a really high quality product and you never have to buy it again, think about it. So consumer culture. Identify how it affects you. And in some ways, if you want to make changes in your life, maybe cut out the extraneous shit that you're only buying because it seems like they're telling you to. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Let's see. Tom saying, boom, dunk for Lex. All right, I appreciate that, Tommy. Very much appreciate that. Let's see where I am on the dunk counter. 50. I've got the David Robinson 50 right now. I love it. David Robinson 50. I love it. All right, let's keep going. Cowboy just said, alley-oop to David. Just told my employee. Unfuckwithable. Yeah, it's a good word. It's a good word. Fiercey's got SGA on blast. I love it. David's laughing at Cowboy. Carlos saying, I would call, but my toddler grabbed my phone and he won't give it back. Get him to call me then instead. That could be a very interesting call. Add a boy or girl, as David's saying. Smooth saying, Leafs fired Keith? Yeah, wow, that's interesting. Cool Cat saying, yeah, Embiid's MVP is really jokers. They flubbed it, so now SGA got robbed. I think that is. It's a little bit of wave of flubbing guys in a row. Yeah, in some ways, Joker won the championship last year. But yeah, it's a little screwy. David has retracted some messages. Okay, I wonder what they were. Fiercely saying, yes, at Nako, and Giannis was the 4th option for MVP. No Tatum, LeBron, or Ant. Yeah, let me look at it. Yeah, Giannis got the only other first place vote after Luka, SGA, and Nikola. Yeah, and Tatum was actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the voting. Jalen Brunson actually finished above him. So that's pretty awesome. I love that, actually. I really do. Yeah, whatever. Once again, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown are going to cancel each other out for different awards no matter what. That's just how it goes. There you go. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else you guys are saying here? Oh, it jumped ahead. I want to make sure I get this right. Okay. Cool Cat saying USA is hoping Ant-Man can restore its former dominance. To do so, AAU have to teach basketball fundamentals to be competitive globally. Yeah. Yeah. And there's not enough of that happening. The kids have too much egos, and they're not very teachable at this point. They think that they know everything already, and they're not coming in knowing the fundamentals. And that's why I keep saying I don't believe in drafting guys to help you right away, because you really kind of have to teach them basic basketball when they get to the NBA at this point, because of the way things are. Unless they're from other countries, like a guy like Nikola Jokic or Topic, these guys already came kind of prepared because they were taught a certain way overseas. But these young Americans and even young Canadians, they're not all learning exactly right. It's exactly what's going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's see. Cool Cat saying supporting the Pacers, but are not ready to give up yet. Are not ready yet, though. I'm loving the Knicks celebrity row at the game. All the NBA stalwarts are out, so it's awesome to see. Stephen A. Smith having fun making me laugh, and NY stand up. So this is interesting. Cool Cat is kind of switching camps from the Pacers to the Knicks, and she has love for OG just as much as Pascal in some ways. So I could see this. All right. She's just like in the whole vibe of the New York stuff that's going on. Okay, I can get behind that. Let's see. David saying Stephen A. Smith is exhausting. Never understood what's the appeal to that. Well, in some ways, it's the appeal of Chev and myself with Stephen A. Smith. Just an outspoken, brash guy who's going to say the truth and just speak their mind and not really worry about filtering themselves. That's kind of the archetype is there. Yeah. As a guy who's kind of see that. What's the appeal to that guy? I don't know. Maybe if you don't agree with him or think that what he says is worthwhile, yeah, you could be like what you're saying. He's just loud, obnoxious, and arrogant. Doesn't have anything intelligent to say ever. Yeah, I worry that people say that about me. Most saying, Lex, when you think there's no news to talk about, there's always news in the NBA. Yeah, I mean, this offseason is going to hopefully have fruit to be picked as far as subjects for my stream every day. It's tough to do a daily stream and find good topics. But yeah, you're right, Mo. There always seems to be something. You know, even yesterday, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do my stream on tomorrow, but I do know the MVP announcement's going to be tonight. So I waited until the announcement, and I said, yeah, we're going to make the Thursday think tank about Nikola Jokic winning his third MVP over SGA. Yeah, and that's what we did. And you're right. There's always news in the NBA. Mo, I wish you'd call me, but I know maybe you're busy and maybe you're not able to call me right now. Fiercely saying, over the past year, I've seen Tatum in so many ads, NBA, banks, chips. He's got so much exposure, yet his accolades come up short. He was an all-star. Let's see what else he'll get. He's a golden boy that was anointed ahead of time. He's in the same group as Zion and Ben Simmons. It's just that he's more successful and he can actually still be a carrying golden boy because he does have somewhat success. But in some ways, to me, he's an anointed one that didn't really earn it in the first place. They made his story before he actually fulfilled the obligation or the contract of being good. And that's part of the problem here. He has to still fulfill the promise of what he's supposed to be in the eyes of the NBA or what he is advertised as by the NBA, to me, as far as things. Seriously, he has not won jack shit. He's not an NBA champion. And in some ways, they act like he already has won like 2 or 3 rings. And that's the thing I got a problem with right there. David saying, just another fraudulent poster boy, Jason Tatum. Yeah, I'll get behind that. Kareem saying, pissed off Lex, Snarky David, and Cowboys alley-oops is what bring me here every morning. Never change. Pissed off Lex. Yeah, tomorrow you'll see me. I'll be that guy tomorrow. I'm a little nice today. Snarky David. Yeah, that's definitely a good descriptor for David sometimes. Yeah. David's saying, haha, you're awesome, bro. Dap to you guys. I love it. Tommy has got a retraction, and Nuggy the Ruggy's here. Hey, it's me again. Hey, Nassim, I hope you're having a very great day over on the West Coast with Tom Duke on the BC side of Canada. We love you, Nuggy the Ruggy. I hope you have a very, very good day. And say hi to your mom from me. Tell her I say Happy Mother's Day to your mom. She's awesome. And I hope that you have just a really great day. Are you still in school right now, Nuggie, or is it summertime yet? I hope that you're having a blast, whatever you're doing. And I know that your projects are always cool. And so I'm hoping you have good projects coming on. This is a young man that is writing and video doing stuff, and he makes songs. He is very creative. He's a very, very creative guy. He's definitely in my family. Let's just put it that way. Nuggie the Ruggie, I salute you, sir. And I love you, guy. There you go. Cowboy saying, big up yourself, Kareem. There you go. Cool Cat saying, yes, Friday's topic is going to be lit. Reggie Miller exposed himself. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You if you know, you know. And you can find out tomorrow for sure. If you know, you know. And tomorrow you will find out for sure. Yeah, I've done this rant before to some people before. We'll do it again. Yeah, we'll do it again. Fiercely saying, rubbing my hands like Birdman, waiting for the Friday freak out because I know it's going to be fire. Yeah. This Friday's probably my day I'm most like Chev. Yeah, Friday's most like Chev. In fact, I might have to do it outside tomorrow. Maybe we'll take it outside. Yeah, we're going to take it outside, Reggie Miller. That way I can go. And also, maybe, I don't know, the neighbors might get mad at me. Yeah. David saying, oh, hello, Mr. Nuggie the Ruggie. That's right. We love Nassim. Nassim is awesome. PG-13 alert, guys. All right. I see that. That's hilarious. You did that. That is hilarious. All right. Give me a cutoff, guys, because I do have work to do today, just so you know. Cool Cat saying, Lex, only Pascal and Turner who plays have been in the playoffs. Everyone else is in their first time in the playoffs. Most of the players are 2 years. Hallie is in his third year right now, fourth year. Well, Doug McDermott, didn't he play in the playoffs at some point? I know he didn't with San Antonio. I want to say TJ McConnell was in the playoffs with the Pacers before because he's been around for a while. I don't know. Maybe you're right. But, I mean, there is some playoff experience on that team. I mean, Siakam has very deep playoff experience. I mean, come on. And Miles Turner was on playoff teams for the Pacers in the past. I know he's been in playoff stuff. So, let's see. David's got the PG-13 alert. Mr. Nuggie, that's right. C4C is saying, I never understood the narrative of how players and people don't want to play here in Toronto, but yet they go gaga for New York. We have the exact same weather, culture, and our city is also cleaner. Laugh out loud. I love these points by C4C, and I'm going to give him a dunk because, honestly, he's right. Actually, you're getting a three-pointer. You're at the Manuel Quickly 5, C4C. There you go, 5. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought the weather thing was stupid. And then, like, Milwaukee has worse weather. Cleveland has worse weather. You know, then the culture thing, it is different, though. I mean, the celebrities that are at the Knicks games are impressive. You know, we may get 1 or 2 celebrities in Toronto, but is this something that should matter to NBA guys? Like, who the hell is worried about this? Okay, people that want to be on TV and have a media career. Oh, I want more networking with people like that. Do you think Precious or OG want to be in New York just so they can be on TV? No, maybe Precious, but not OG. We know he's not trying to be there just to get on movies and TV. I'll bet you we will see OG on something at some point, though. Watch. He'll have a weird cameo in a movie or something. Now he's blown up in New York. Watch. It'll be something stupid. It'll play off his personality. Watch. I'll bet you that'll happen. But it's a good point, C4C. Listen, the myth about not wanting to play in Toronto, they try and rekindle it with dumbass shit like Rudy Gay said last week. But for the most part, the secret's out. And people love being in Toronto. Why the hell is Scotty, Emmanuel, and Grady in Toronto in the first week of May? They are here because they're here to work. And the weather's beautiful. Honestly, when I was downtown getting my stuff out of my old apartment, I was like, man, it's like 20 degrees. It's sunny. It's a beautiful day here in Toronto. So, yeah, I'm with you, C4C. And thank you for speaking the truth. Wayne saying, Lex, Pacers lack experience. 2 or 3 players don't make a team experience. Halliburton, Naismith, Nembhard are newbies, and they're the core. Miles has been in Indiana for a while, but not in the playoffs. He's got bits and pieces. All right, you guys are making counterpoints about that. I was trying to think, like, don't they have – you know what? This may be a symptom of all these teams at this point. Veterans are just not in the league anymore. So who has playoff experience anymore? They keep shuttling them all out because they're old. You can't be on the team. We have to pay you too much. So we got a bunch of youngsters who've never been there. Okay, this may be what the symptom is. I used to just think, well, the Pacers always has playoff experience. They just have been a franchise that always had playoff experience because of Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, Mark Jackson, Dale Davis. Well, not in this era. Not in this era. And I think you guys are right. I have to correct myself. And maybe they don't have as much playoff experience because Wayne and Cool Cat set me straight. All right. That happens on here. Carlos saying we can say it's experience, but look at OKC. That's the thing. What is it? Is it talent and overwhelming, like playing together as a team, but you don't have the experience to go there? How do they do that? How do they do this USS Star Trek Enterprise? Go where no man has gone before. If they do not know where they're going, how do they do this? SGA, Chet Holmgren. How do you guys do that? Are you Captain Kirk, SGA? Are you going where no man has gone before for the Thunder? Let's see. Randolph saying, Lex, I'm conflicted watching the Pacers versus the Knicks. I don't know which team to back. So I find myself going back and forth depending on who is behind because of Raptors players. See, Randolph's like me. He always goes for the underdog in some ways. So it's like he's not going to take the easy route and just switch to the Knicks. He's going for the Pacers still right now because he wants to see them come back and do it. You know, you may just have to be like Fiercey and Cool Cat and root for the individual former Raptors and just look at that game from that. You want to see the individual success for those guys within the series as they're doing. So we'll have to see. David's got my 1030, and we're saying hi to Nuggy. I love it. Blackhawks saying all New York has done is protect home court. We have to see how the Pacers defend their home now. However, T-Wolves is taking names and kicking ass. Yeah, they say a playoff series doesn't start until one team wins on the other team's court. And that's happened in the Denver series for sure already. Well, we'll have to see if New York can go to Indiana and win one of those games. Then the series is really on. It's really on. I'm going to give Blackhawk a dunk. Always good to see Neil in here. You got the Antonio Davis, 33, my guy. Antonio Davis, speaking of the Pacers. All right, let's keep going. Wayne saying, Carlos, there's always exceptions to the rule. Shea is a different type of player who is an ultimate team player but takes over if necessary. I'm still waiting to see a really bad game from OKC. Go SGA. Yeah, he's mature for his age. He's very understanding of competitiveness and what it takes, and he's doing it the right way. And in some ways, that is what it is. In some ways, there's no veteran leadership on that team. The veteran leadership is SGA. And that's kind of crazy to think what his true age is, that he does fill that hole in some ways. It's not Gordon Hayward. Come on now. Cool Cat saying, my thoughts on OG's injury history. He has to play smarter, not harder. The body can't sustain 100% for 82 games. Need time for his defensive bursts. That's why he's injured every year. Yeah, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. And in some ways, he's going to play the way he's going to play. That's the only way he can to be OG and do the OG things. So in some ways, it's just a part of the whole thing. Knicks fans, you know, you got OG. You win when he's there. You just better hope and pray for his health all the time because the pattern's been there all along. He's going to miss time from time to time. He wasn't even playing in our championship run 5 years ago. He had his appendix rupture right before we started, appendicitis, and that took him out for a whole championship run. And he is an NBA champion because he was on that team. And that's something he can say over most of your team in New York. I'll say that right now. Both those guys in the middle of that series, Pascal and OG, are NBA champions. But you wouldn't know that from the way people overlook them and don't look about it. Yeah, find out more about that tomorrow. That's right. That's right. Fiercely saying Precious handcuffed the rebounding defense and sometimes passing. He had a wide open three and his instinct was to shoot, but he choked and passed it instead, as if he had PTSD from Tibbs warning him. That could very well be. He's in big trouble for that. I mean, he had a bunch of DMPs in the last series against the Sixers, which mystified me, but it could very well be he was getting out of his box. Once again, we were very good to Achua. We allowed him out of his box. Nick Nurse allowed him to try and grow his game in different ways, but Spoelstra and Tibbs, no, they want him to stick to what he's supposed to be doing out there. In some ways, I don't agree with that, and I agreed with what we did here because Precious is a great offensive player that needs to be developed, but maybe the playoffs aren't the time to do it. Let's just say that. Cool Cat saying Pacers arriving at playoffs is just bonus. Pascal's arrival is what stopped their slide or take them to the playoffs. Only used 40% of his skills. Don't know how to pass with him the ball except that perimeter. This bodes well for the future. In fact, you made this point earlier this week that the Pacers really haven't really adjusted their game around Siakam in the right way to really fully utilize all of his skills. And I agree with you on this. I think that next year, if they get a couple of defensive upgrades at certain positions and they utilize Siakam more correctly, the Pacers will be even better next year than they are this year. So, yeah, there's at least that to look forward to. And there's truth in this. That, you know, they didn't really overly change their offensive system when Siakam showed up on their team. And, well, they're going to this summer. Watch. They will. Yeah. Let's see. Wayne saying Josh Hart has played every minute for the last couple games. That's crazy. He will be a wreck in 5 years, unfortunately. Don't care how good and fit you are. That's a terrible precedent to be setting. Yeah, Tibbs is all for now. All for now. And these Nova guys, they want to play. They want to play. They love playing together. Those Nova guys are all starting together now because of injuries. And it's kind of funny to have 3 parts of your 5 be teammates from college, and they're playing on the highest level right now. It's kind of a fun thing for them. I'm sure it is. DiVincenzo and Hart and Brunson. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see, Wayne. I'm going to remember this, and we'll put a pin in it, and we'll have to see where these overworked guys, how they are with their health in about 5 years. Fiercely saying, yes, they say Dorcher Chamber for Lou Dort. I'm loving it. Yeah, Dorcher Chamber. Yeah, he's going to be a good test for whoever he gets matched up with in the next couple rounds. Right now, he's got Luka and Kyrie to deal with. And yeah, we'll see some more of that tonight. Game 2, Oklahoma City, Dallas. Tune in and see the really shitty ref crew. The most manipulative refs in the league, Ed Malloy and Scott Foster, are reffing the same game tonight. That's absolutely crazy to me. Wayne saying, don't fucking care. Pascal is a better fit, right? Effing here. Things might change, but he's fighting uphill at Indiana. Any success there is based on his fundamentals, not Indiana's system. Yeah, this year. Now, we'll see how things flip around. We'll see how things flip around. Coach Cool Cat's right. Cool Cat's saying, I want our Raptors to get length, athletic players, 3 centers, and 2 forwards. That's my dream list. Yeah, I'm not worried about getting guards. In some ways, we've got the guards we kind of want in our system right now, whether it's Scotty as one of the guards, as the backup point guard, Emmanuel. Yeah, I would even say Marquise Noel. If he's still around, I want him in the mix of things. Heck, JFL, if he's around and they like him so much, and if Javon Freeman Liberty is going to be a part of the whole picture in the future, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'd like to get a storied veteran point guard, though, like Dennis was last year. If it could be Corey Joseph, that's the one I want. That's the one I want right there. Yeah. So you're saying Siakam coming back, David? No, it's not going to happen. David saying, we have no idea what the Raptors want or need or will get. That's the reality. No, we do. Masai told us at the end of the year. He said he's looking for a backup point guard and more size and defense for us since we lost so much size and defense in the trades this year. So he said it straight up. We need another backup point guard and we need more length and size. So that's what was on the list. I think Bobby even said that too in an interview near the end of the season too, what he's looking for. Cool Cat saying, no, Lex, I'm not switching my support for Pascal and the Pacers. I'm just saying the entertaining story is fun for the Knicks. Okay, good. So she's still with Randolph and I and rooting for the underdog Pacers down 0-2 to the Knicks right now. All right, I'm with you on that. David's saying Stephen A. Smith is dumb, though, and you and Chev have good points. Okay. All right, well, good. I appreciate that, David. That's a high compliment. And in some ways, listen, Stephen A. Smith is a performer and an entertainer. In some ways, I am too. But in some ways, it is what it is. And you know what? Listen, I've got more respect for Stephen A. as years gone by. When he was a few years ago, I absolutely hated him. But there's been some opinions he's had in recent years where I like, you know what? Sometimes I like his brash outspokenness because he's saying some stuff that somebody needed to say and nobody else had the balls to. So in some ways that I don't always agree with him. And I do feel like his whole legend and who he is kind of messed up from where he started. But at the point where he is now, I think what he's doing is mostly good. But and then again, I don't watch him every day. He cool be stupid still. Cool Cat saying, I support wherever Pascal is. Never, ever changing my support. Raptors and Siakam are my team. There you go. Toronto forever. Siakam 43. That's right. And that's just the truth. Most got my cutoff. W stream, Lex. Keep at it always. Good times approaching. Go Raptors for life. Raptor Freak family crew strong. And June the 8th, Monique's birthday, NBA restaurant, Queens Quay, downtown Toronto. Please come that afternoon and we'll celebrate the superfan Monique Lawrence's birthday in person. I'll be there, and a lot of other great Raptor Freaks will be there, along with Monique and her family and friends. So let's go down there and have a great birthday party for Mo on June the 8th. It's about a month from now, so be ready for it and put it on your calendar. If you're coming from out of town, we'd love to have you come through and be a part of this on June the 8th in Toronto. It's a Saturday, so hopefully people can get to it easily. It's the first ever NBA-themed restaurant. It's like a Hard Rock Cafe, except it's NBA restaurant. And they made the first one in Toronto. So much they hate Toronto and Canada so much, but they make our restaurant, the restaurant in the first place here. Yeah, it's because we are that, baby. If we're anything, we are that at least. Thank you for the cutoff also, Cool Cat. C4C saying, whoa, thanks, Lex. No problem, C4C. No, good points get good slam dunks and three-pointers. That's what I say right there. Fiercely saying, last comment from me, I promise. I think FIBA experience has a lot to do with SGA's maturity and calm and pressurized environments. This boom goes the dynamite. Another great comment from Raptor Freak. And I think that Marie's right. I think that his experience with Team Canada at FIBA and even the FIBA stuff that's happened in the last few years has really made him much more mature. So we're going to go on the country dial. Country 105.2, 105 dunks for Fiercey Saucera. She ain't singing about her truck broke down. No, she ain't. Country 105.2. David's saying, all right, Stephen A. Smith, I have to give him a couple more years. Well, we'll see, David. In some ways, I get it. You know, Skip Bayless, I never warmed up to him. He's always been a jerk. I've never, ever liked him. But Stephen A. Smith is weird. I don't know. There were a couple things he stood on that I was like, wow, I respect him for that. And that kind of changed my opinions. All right, let's do the rundown on our way out. First, we'll do the Instagram stories. We got Dennis Schroeder approaching his friend Joel in the gym in Germany, showing him working out. And then I guess it's Father's Day in Germany. And they have different Father's Day than us because Ellen Schroeder is celebrating Father's Day with Dennis and the family right now. I don't know. Maybe they have a different calendar over there. Precious celebrating the win last night on his Instagram. The Knicks beating the Pacers. And something happened with the ref, JB DeRosa and TJ McConnell. And they're saying, oh, we're good. And Precious saying he's good with everybody too. We good. All right. And then, the win last night of the Knicks, Precious taking a layup to the hoop. He was 3 for 3 early, 6 for 6, I believe, in the game himself playing last night. Oh, 4 for 5 at the end. 8 points for Precious. Pretty cool. Let's see what else is in the Instagram stories. We got Mr. New York City. He's traveling around. He's been in Miami, and he's with his date, his niece at Cabo. Very cute. And he's saying, thank you, God, for my direction and my purpose. So he's very happy to be a basketball player who has a very high skill and vision and passing. And his verse for today is Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews 13:8. And there you go. He's the best ever. So Marquise celebrating Jesus every day. Makur, what's going on with you, guy? He is at Tim Thompson's All White Affair. I don't know what that is. May 25th. I don't know where that is. Where is that event? And I don't know what that is. Mr. Charles Oakley celebrating the Knicks win last night. Very much so. Manuel quickly had a little a Sprite team up here in Toronto yesterday. We took one lucky fan on a shopping spree, and it was this lady who came, and he's like, I like this one the best. And it's like a Quickly shirt. And she's like trying on different fits of Raptors gear. I mean, if Emmanuel is not going to be on the Raptors next year, why the hell is he doing this? Seriously. He's going to be on the Raptors next year. Seriously, why would he be out there with this girl trying on Raptors jackets at Real Sports if he wasn't going to be doing this? So thank you, Sprite. Thank you, Toronto Raptors. And thank you, Emmanuel Quickly. He's posted his hardest pick of his college career. This is kind of the thing everybody's doing. And he's like yelling in his Kentucky jersey. It looks really cool, but some of y'all skip is what he's saying. And there's a picture of him. Hardest pick of your college career. He's with Ashton Higgins and Tyrese Maxey. And but some of y'all stop. We love Higgins. We love Maxey. We love Quickly. There you go. All right, let's see what else is going on in the Raptors world. Of course, it was Garrett Temple's birthday yesterday, 38th birthday. And the Raptors admin posted a bunch of pics of him in his suits from this year. And Scotty Barnes had a comment about it. He said, this was what we were waiting for, to see Garrett Temple, all his fits in one post by Raptors admin on his birthday yesterday. So Scotty loving the style of Garrett Temple. Yeah, Kyle Lowry has got Candace Parker on blast. He's wishing her a happy retirement and continue on in your life, legend, is what he's saying. Slim Duck's event is today, guys. Mindful, a mental health conversation. The Slim Duck Foundation is putting this on at 2 p.m. today. Join us virtually. So if you guys want to join Chris and this panel talking about mental health stuff, please tune in for Mindful. 2 p.m. Slim Duck Foundation. I'm sure you can find it somewhere online. RSVP today. Grady is showing a love to Garrett Temple on his Instagram stories, saying happy birthday, old head, at Garrett Temple. He's wearing the old school Raptors all-star jacket, and I love it. And we see Garrett with him, and I think Garrett's shooting a bird at the camera. That's not Mary Garrett Temple. I will say that right now. And my friend Honest, who's from the Kensington Variety VIP Club show, you guys know, he's got some sort of weird court case going on in court or something like that. I don't know why I did Honest just now, but if you watch my Instagram show on the community tab, there's a new episode from 5 years ago where we are about to go play Philadelphia 76ers in Game 6 in Philadelphia of that historic Kawhi shot series. And you can see what I was talking about before Game 6 in the community tab on this channel 5 years ago, talking about purple headbands and the history of purple headbands in Philadelphia-Toronto playoff series. Yeah, the purple headband was the bane of my existence 5 years ago on this day. And you can see why when you watch that episode. It's pretty hilarious. But the next couple days, there'll be fun YouTube clips on the community tab of me reacting to the Kawhi shot. So definitely tune in the next couple of days when we get to Game 7 and that miraculous 4-bounce shot, the Kawhi shot, the most epic shot in NBA history, if you ask me. You will get to see my live reaction to it from that time from 5 years ago in the community tab. So if that's interesting to you, definitely check that out. Seriously. All right, let me see what else we got. Yeah, I did that. Let's see. I did that. And yeah, thanks again to everybody who joined our WNBA Fantasy League. The 10 teams are set, and we will have our draft on Sunday morning on the Sunday Special Report. So everybody who's involved, Meredith, David, Morgan, Fiercey, Cool Cat, James, JP, Edmund, and Kareem, please make sure you will be at the stream on Sunday morning so you can draft your team effectively and efficiently. All right, our birthday for today, guys, on our way out is Doug Christie. Happy birthday to Raptor great Doug Christie, who has turned, let's see, how old is he? He's 54 today. So Doug Christie, happy 54th birthday. Doug Christie had a whole bunch of nice things to say about Toronto and his time here. He says, first of all, he did say something about how he stays in touch with Damon Stoudemire still to this day, and that they reminisce about their time as Raptors, that he really, really did love being in Toronto. He always has good things to say about it, and that when he comes back with the Sacramento Kings as a broadcaster or as a coach now, that he always enjoys revisiting Toronto and coming back to the city. See, that's the kind of way an alumni should be in good standing with the team, Rudy Gay. And Doug Christie, you could learn something from him. Seriously. So every time he comes back, he realizes how much he misses and loves Toronto. This is one of the most incredible cities. I always tell everyone when I'm talking to them, you've been to Toronto? And they say yes or no. And I tell them if they've never been to Toronto, they should go. That's Doug Christie standing for our city still today. So happy 54th birthday, Doug Christie, a great, important Raptor in our history who got a lot of steals for us and played a very high level for us, was one of our leading scorers for a couple seasons too. So we love Doug Christie and his part in the history of the Raptors. So there you go. That's the end of my stream today. Let's see if you guys said anything more and we'll be done. Let's see. Wayne saying, can we just say Canadian players have a certain maturity? Is that what you're saying? Maturity? Maybe. That may be true. To make it there, to make it over there, you got to be a certain level. David's laughing and Precious taking a dump. Okay, that I don't know what that means. Freudian slip. Wayne saying maturity beyond their years, very solid, stable home, family life. These things matter. That could be true in some cases, but that's not true with all the Canadian players because we know about Chris Boucher's history of where he comes from, and his home was not stable when he was young, and he made the NBA. But that may be partly because he's just an amazing talent. But yeah, you could definitely say this about people like Jamal Murray, RJ Barrett, and SGA, that they've had a very good home life and good upbringing from their parents who brought them up, for sure, for sure. Blackhawk saying all white affair is very likely a night party where you should be dressed in all white. Yeah, that's what that party that Makura is going to. I've heard of these before. I know the Fanatics guy had one last year in the offseason. All the Sixers were there. Joel and all them with the Fanatics owner guy or something, whatever. Yeah, let's see. Most saying Candace Parker joined the Adidas family as president. Very cool. Okay, full female president of WNBA with Adidas. Very, very cool. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me today. I guess we didn't get the third call. It's too late now. Adriana, do you want to come in and be the third call real quick right at the end? Could you give me any kind of opinion on the Raptors or anything? We could get Adriana in here for just a second. Just because I want to get my third opinion. All right, Adriana is here with me out in the country. How are you doing? Do you love the Raptors?
I do.
Okay. Do you want to see the Raptors win next year?
Absolutely.
Okay. Who's your favorite Raptor now that Fred's gone?
I have to go with RJ Barrett, I guess.
You like RJ Barrett?
Yes.
That's my favorite Raptor now, too.
Yes.
You're so sweet. All right, Adriana, thanks for making your appearance. Oh, you're so sweet. All right. Thanks for watching me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll be back to freak out on Reggie Miller tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. It's going to be funny. Yeah. Mischief saying, I finally got my radio to work again in the cement truck. Awesome. So you can hear me. Awesome. Very good. Bless you, Kareem, also. Bless you both. And thumbs up to you, Neil. Awesome. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, howdy, Adriana. Have a great day. Yeah.
You too.
She said, thank you. Yeah, we're going to do some stuff. I have to unpack the truck from the stuff I moved here yesterday. And we're finishing up the job of electrifying the new studio that I'm going to be doing the stream in soon. So there's power coming to the studio now. And we got to have the inspector come out and look and see if the job is up to code. That's the next step for today. Yeah. Yeah. Mischief, you do concrete? That's cool. So he's got the radio playing in the concrete truck. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys. Have a great Thursday. Get outside, touch grass, and share the love. Just like Scotty and Gary Trent Jr. would tell you, share the love. We need more love in this world. Have mercy on each other and think better of each other. If somebody's struggling or having a hard time, don't be cruel. Be kind and do something nice for them to help them out. How about that instead? Instead of just being a stranger, you can help people in this world. Why not? Somebody needs a door held for them. Somebody's having a tough time carrying something. Why don't you go give them a hand? It won't hurt you. And in some ways, that act is an act of rebellion in a world that wants to teach us to be cruel and unkind to each other. So there you go. Let's go, Raptors. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the freak out. You're in trouble, Reggie Miller. I'm going to say that right now. You're in trouble, bro.